To the Joiin Intelligence. It's Joiin's AI solution, and we're super excited today to show you all the stuff we've been up to. Harry's going to do a demo as we go through the day, but let's crack on, Harry. I'll just introduce myself. I'm Lucien Wynn. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Joiin.
And I'm Harry. For those of you that don't know me, I kind of head up the customer success team at Joiin, so I kind of manage that kind of movement through trial into being kind of a paid, happy subscriber and kind of managing the life cycle of Joiin customers. So very nice to see you all. So we're going to start off to kind of warm people up a little bit today. And we're gonna introduce a poll. So we're going to be trying to find out and gauge interest on kind of people's AI usage at this moment in time. So I'm going to launch this poll very quickly, and I would just like to understand really how are you using AI in your finance function today? So are you completely new to AI, not using it at all, or are you like the first person that voted in the poll, using AI every day in a role? I'll leave it a couple of seconds and then I will end the poll and we'll talk about the results. Some spoilers. It looks like we've got some very AI literate people joining today. Massive percentage of people using it every day in their finance function. So that's really interesting. And I guess we're kind of preaching to the converted then, as they say. So I will end that poll, and Luce, we're going to talk through the results now. I don't think Lucien was able to vote. I'm sure you would have done I use AI every day in your role, Luce.
Absolutely, absolutely. More and more.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I think people should now be able to see. So we've got about 40% of people using it every day in their role. And then I guess really the interesting ones there is the other, what's that, 59% of people who are using it between for specific tasks to not at all. And there'll be kind of a bit of a learning curve throughout the session, and hopefully we can kind of bump people up those runs and start getting it to kind of to be a key part of the finance function.
Good stuff. And we're seeing more and more people utilizing AI, not just within our organization, but also within the platform. And it's become some of the features become incredibly popular. So yeah, those results pretty much dictate what we're seeing as well. So should we just crack on with what's happening today?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're going to cover off Joiin Intelligence, which is our model and the intelligence layer, AI layer that we have. Talk a little bit around the foundation, the guardrails around your data, and how we protect that and make it secure. We're going to then drop into AskJoiin, which is our chat agent, and talk about how people can use AskJoiin and what people have been using it for. We're going to touch on agents, which we've got a lot to talk about there, and then MCP, which might be a very new acronym to people, but it's an API for AI. And then we're going to very quickly run through the roadmap on what we're hoping to build next, and hopefully get your input on whether you agree on what you'd like to see. So let's crack on then, Harry.
Yeah, perfect. And just as we go as well, we invite people, we will be doing a Q&A at the end, but equally, if you've got any questions, drop it into the Q&A, or the webinar chat, sorry, should I say, as we go, and we'll endeavor to pick those ones up as we go, but equally we'll be picking those ones up at the end. And we do have Susie from our team as well, hidden away in the back end, ready to answer your questions as well.
Good stuff. I think it's really important just to kick off and say, we take security and the trusted element of Joiin as a platform very, very seriously. We've powered our AI solution with AWS Bedrock, so that's Amazon Web Services, using their Bedrock services, and of course we're using Anthropic, which most of the finance platforms out there seem to be adopting that service. And we're providing that enterprise grade intelligence layer, but really within a secure and trusted environment. And we really stress that everything we do within Joiin is secure. Nothing is shared. There is no training on your data. everything we have done around the security and the protection is still there today, and we have no intention of doing anything different. So when you use our AI services, you can really utilize them within the Joiin platform, and no, nobody's looking at your data. It's not being shared, and you can essentially get the productivity and efficiency gains from using that AI layer.
And we've seen like actually that concern around kind of security and data has kind of cropped up time and time again as kind of AI has come to the forefront of workflows. Like from my point of view and my support team, the amount of security documentation we now have to answer for kind of due diligence for companies, I would say it's 20x this time last year. So obviously kind of
Absolutely.
security is at the forefront of everyone's minds, and as we say, no training of your data. All of your data is secure within your environment.
Yeah.
Um, One of the things that kind of sets the Join AI apart from your ChatGPTs or your Claudes of the world at this moment in time is that the Join AI is your secure environment is trained on the Join product knowledge, your business context, and financial principles as well. So the Join AI has got access to your data, it's financially literate, and it understands Join, so it can work within your workflows as well. Which moves us on really nicely to guardrails, which is what Lucy and I are talking about. Seems to be every day at the moment. Um, it's kind of a bit of a buzzword, but you could call it a moat as well in the kind of the tech world. Lucy, do you want to talk about guardrails?
Yeah, really what we've done with our AI engine is given the framework to utilize and deliver financial reporting and consolidation. And so when our AI uses, we've given it toolkits, we've given it a framework, and we really have allowed it to work within the Join platform. So it's not going outside of that. It's not a general purpose AI. It's very much been configured and is working to create that financial framework and accuracy you'd expect. But one thing we just want to stress here is, and thing that we keep always talk about, we want humans, you guys, to review and make sure that it's verified and it's accurate. We're completely on the side of that. We believe humans are absolutely so important to making this work. So it's all about productivity and efficiency, but you guys sign it off and make sure it's accurate and verified.
And just quickly, just kind of finish off on this point, and we will kind of begin to speed through some of the slides as well. Guardrails, and what we mean by guardrails is you have agents within Join. You can tell the Join AI to do something, but it only works within the Join framework. So it can't go off and hallucinate and forget how many months are in the year, for instance, like Claude did to me earlier. It only makes things happen within Join, so it can't go off the rails, basically. So
Okay, let's crack on. So let's just talk a little bit about AskJoiin, which is our chatbot. Which Harry, do you want to give a bit of understanding about how people use it for analysis?
yeah, exactly, and we're getting some really good results already. Talking with customers, I was speaking with Hamish from Ingenia the other day, kind of a VC-backed recruitment firm, and he was talking about how he has the answer to the questions the moment he asks them for a multi-entity group. So you can ask complex questions about transactional level data across multiple zero, QBO, CSV files, etc., and get instant answers. So an example could be find me a list of invoices that appear to be erroneous or incorrectly coded. And kind of it can help you with some of those kind of fundamental principles and just help speed up some of those workflows that might have taken hours previously.
Yeah, some great use cases coming through.
Then we've got the AskJoiin for support. So this all comes within the framework of Join's AI. Getting some really nice results here as well. And this is something we actually wanted to stress that the Join AI is not only helping kind of existing customers, but actually it's helping for faster onboarding for teams. I was speaking to an accountancy practice the other day who was saying that they are able to onboard their new colleagues to join because of the Join AI. They're able to ask it questions, create learning programs, and help them on board and self-serve really nice and easily. But also it can help kind of new customers get up to speed. It can help them to run reports, which we're going to look at later. How do I do X in Join, etc., etc. Some really interesting use cases there.
Absolutely. And then One we sort of stumbled on, really. We saw quite a few different languages being used within Join AI, and obviously my French isn't as good as yours, Harry. But what
We
we are seeing is people are actually querying and using the Join AI with whatever language is their preferred language. So that's been fascinating, and just shows that. How flexible and the ability of the Join AI features.
Yeah, so it was so the story Lucian's saying there is we got a support ticket coming to our support site that's linked to our Join AI, and it came in Spanish, and I was like, oh blimey, I don't speak any Spanish. I kind of put it into Claude, I think it probably was I was using at the time, and asked it for a translation. And it was really interesting that not only had the Join AI picked up that it was speaking in Spanish, it was actually speaking in a South American dialect of Spanish and was picking up and speaking back to the customer in their correct dialect as well, which we thought was really, really interesting, really funny. Another example of unintended consequences that just kind of happened in Join that were really interesting to us.
Good stuff. So let's should we dive in and show the folks it in action? It'd be quite nice to show it how you can pick it up from both the left-hand side and also on the chat with us.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Okay. So what I'll do first here is so as Lucien said, you've got a little chat with us icon down here, which you can click on and go straight into our Join AI, or we'll open up this Join AI over here, um, which we're kind of doing some development work. So it might look slightly different to how it looks for you at the moment, but you've got this kind of familiar look to anyone that's used a large language model. Um, I'm going to put in a prompt now that I've stolen from our 25 top prompts to use in Join, which will be shared with anyone who stays to the end, and it'll be emailed out as well post session. So I'm just going to put a quick question in here, and it's just a kind of a give me a consolidated overview of the group, asking for certain KPIs, etc. And I'm going to run that one as well. And it should take about 30, 40 seconds, which might feel like a bit of a long time on a webinar for to be waiting for an answer. But think if you're asking a consolidated group turning over a couple of million with millions of transactions to find out gross profit, expenses, and find any movements, imagine how long that would have taken in Excel, etc. And this is this genuinely sets Join apart. There is no one in the Zero or QBO ecosystem doing this for multi-entity groups, getting these kind of answers in this kind of speed as well. So you can see with live data, we've got a kind of executive summary of my group of companies here. And as I say, we're going to be sharing some top prompts that customers have given to us and shared with us, and that we're using in our finance function as well. So we'll go back in and we'll continue moving on.
And just before we move on to agents, it's worth stating we're going to send out those top 25 prompts. Please, guys, just prompt away, just test it. Try all sorts of weird and wonderful queries. I think you'll quite enjoy the results and the feedback. So moving on, what is an agent? You might have heard about agents and AI. Essentially, it is a process which helps you take multiple steps, and the agent is able to do that autonomously. So, we give an agent some toolkits and some guidance and a framework. And then if you write in natural language to that agent can go off and build what you want. And what we've done, and we're going to show you is our report builder agent, which we're really proud of, and we've got to say has been vastly adopted across the platform, across all of our customers. Loads of really, really interesting stuff being done with the report agent, and we're going to build those out. But we always say, as I've said it before, I'm going to say it again, is the human's always in the loop. And we really believe that this is about making an agent is about making you guys more productive, more efficient, but fundamentally we're still there, making sure you verify and sign off the data and the reports.
Yeah, so in terms of and Lou said we're gonna be sneak peeking the kind of report builder later. But kind of why agents matter is that they can basically speed up workflows that you already have that are multiple step. of the last 3 years, say that kind of people have been using ChatGPT or Claude or whatever as kind of large language models. You could ask individual questions and it will give you an individual answer. Now you've got AI agents that are able to kind of enact multiple steps and create workflows for you. So structured, repeatable steps to kind of speed up delivery. If you're an accountant creating report packs for multiple clients, sharing it across multiple clients, and then sending it out as an email with analysis, for instance. The human in the loop aspect where you're kind of coming in at the end, monitoring and making sure to kind of sign off on those numbers because of course AI still does make mistakes. We're not at that point of kind of fully autonomous AI as of yet. So now we're going to have a quick look at the report pack agent. Again, I have an example prompt that I've used previously. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share a prompt that I used recently when I was preparing for an Intuit Connect event.
So
Uh,
Harry, just on that, so the just so the team can realize, just on that top right hand side, there you go, the report build agent, which Harry just very quickly clicked, but just to make sure everybody understands the navigation for that. But sorry, I interrupted you. You
No,
crack.
no, it's all right. Yeah, of course, as Lucien says, we've got the build report item up here, and we can build reports in natural language. I'm going to put that one in quickly, and then I'll talk through what's kind of going on there. So I've put in my prompt. Basically, what I've done is I've said I want to create a report pack for my board, acting as a CFO, and I've gone to the build a report icon in the top right. I've typed in exactly what I want in natural language of this report. So we can look at this prompt that I've copied and pasted in here. It's a kind of highly contextualized, consolidated report with P&L, balance sheet, cash flow, some different KPI analysis, contextualized to the market that my group of companies sit in. In terms of real world use case and something that Lucy and I talk about on every single webinar, something in SaaS we call dog fooding, which is where you use your own product in your actual organization. I used this report pack builder recently when we attended a in-person event, an in-person conference where we were going to print out some report packs. Previously, that would take me a couple of hours, and I'd be able to say to customers, God, it only took me a couple of hours to create this report pack. How good's that? Now I can create a report pack that's ready to print PDF in a couple of moments. And again, if we're talking a couple of moments to wait, maybe 3 minutes to run a report like this, imagine how long this would have taken if you're doing it in Excel, downloading trial balances and combining them, or even in yesteryear in Joiin. This was a couple of hours work minimum. That's something that we would happily, let's be a bit crude about it, we brag about that this would only take a couple of hours, and now we're at this point here. So we're just gonna have a quick look at this report pack here.
And I think it's important to say that the agent, based on that natural language, has gone off and used the toolkits that we provided to build the report. So it's interpreted Harry's prompt and gone off and built this without any other guidance. And I know that was quite obvious during the example, but I think it's quite important to stress that.
Yeah, exactly. And and we try and break it regularly as well. It's pretty
Yeah.
robust in terms of what it can do. You can be really complex with the prompt here. I'm currently generating on screen an executive summary for this report. It should take kind of a couple of moments here. And again, like I say, it's going to be contextualized to my group of companies, my industry. As you can see here, talking about the SaaS industry in 2026 and face of headwinds from AI disruption. Certain sense of irony there, I think, with some different recommendations. And then we go through, we've got some different KPIs. We've got my revenue, expenses, return on equity, cash burn, exactly as I asked for. I could generate some analysis on that one if I wanted to. We've got some P&L and budget data with some variance analysis for this year to date. As I asked for, a different kind of financial position reporting on the balance sheet, a cash flow, and just scrolling through, these were all the different things I asked for, and again, an accounts payable report. Again, simply imagine what that imagine the kind of legwork this would have taken previously to create all of those and bring that all together into one place. Now it's kind of done in natural language where you can then go and add your time and labor with kind of a real value added opportunity rather than typing in numbers, creating X lookups, etc., etc.
Yeah, but we still, again, coming back to the human in control, you could still go back and you could still manually edit and you could still manually go through the checks and balances you'd expect to do before presenting anything out to your stakeholders.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. And actually, do you know what? If we're being kind of completely candid here, like the Joiin AI is great. There will be sometimes you'll have to go in and go, oh, actually, I wanted it to kind of be for this year to date rather than just
yes,
this month. And there's still that element of control. We're not going to be kind of saying that Joiin can do things it can't do. It's still that really important human in the loop, as Lucien said.
yeah. So, Harry, tell us what an MCP is.
We joked in the practice session that you weren't going to do that, Lucien. A, no, an MCP is a model context protocol, I believe is the acronym, which is basically another acronym. It's like an API for AI, is the way I see it. And it basically allows you to connect AI tools into existing workflows, into existing AI tools. Is that an all right definition, you reckon, Luce?
I think, yeah, we do the heavy lifting in Join and we allow the tools to be connected by an LM. So it could be Claude, could be Copilot, it could be ChatGPT, and you can use your AI environment and just query Join through the MCP to get the results you want. So why don't we do a quick little demo and show the guys what we're talking about, and that might be easier to visualize.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so I'm just going to bring over. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to bring over my version of ChatGPT. So I've connected this up to the Join MCP, plenty of acronyms there. And I'm just going to do a pretty simple example here, just to give you a flavor of something you can do. But it allows you to connect ChatGPT or Claude into your Join environment. So I can say in here, and I'm just going to speak this in natural language. I'm going to dictate this one quickly. Run a P&L report for me. Tell me my net profit. Do this using the Join skill slash tool for the client Harry Excels. So I've just given my kind of instructions, and I'm pretty happy with the prompt. And now if I put that one in, what Join will do now, if you picture what's happening here, ChatGPT will tell Joiin, you need to give me this information. Joiin will say, okay, I'll get this information from the cloud. It will pull multiple trial balances together, combine them, create a P&L, get the net profit figure, and then find those numbers, and then send that over to ChatGPT. So it's just running this one in with some demo data. I'm going to run my P&L. I've granted access. And there we go. We've got my net profit for that group of companies. And that's a kind of one-step process, but this could be brought into workflows, into automations, and you could have multiple numbers pulled in together here. So that's just an example or a flavor. Um, Still really early days. We're probably a couple of weeks into our MCP environment journey.
Yeah, and I think that's available now. You can actually use the MCP. We've got quite a number of customers who've adopted that and are already building out use cases using it. So absolutely, yeah, exciting times. So our roadmap. We're sending out the 25 top prompts to you, but that really is in line with our prompt library. We're going to bring in a full prompt library into Join, which is, as it says here, curated set of financial prompts that you can use and within your teams and contextualize for your business. So really excited that will be launched imminently. We're going to bring on some more custom agents,
Yeah,
Harry.
yeah. So these will be, as we said earlier, agents that can complete steps in your workflow for you, AI powered, basically. And then the bit that kind of we've been excited to do as well is we want to bring in a poll here to understand actually what people would like as part of their workflow, or kind of some requests they might have. So I'm going to launch this one here. Right, AI roadmap. Hopefully that one should have come up now. And we'd like to understand what would you like to see next in Join from an AI perspective. This should be. Oh, hang on, I'm not launching that one. Okay. Uh, there we go. Okay, right, there we go. Prompt launched. Apologies for that one. There we go. So we'd like to understand what you'd like to see on our AI roadmap. We've got a couple of options here: prompt library, AI forecasting, accounts payable slash receivable agent, intercompany management, month-end close agent, or something else. If you want something else or you've got some ideas, pop it in to the Q&A. We've got a first question from Jeffrey just while that poll is being answered. Jeffrey asked, have we got a video to connect Claude desktop to Join? Jeffrey, we are in the process of editing that video. That'll be live on our YouTube channel very soon. We do have instructions in app, but this will be recorded and I'll make sure I get back to you with instructions on how to connect that one. So it looks like, yeah, it looks like everybody has answered. So I'm going to end the poll and share the results. And Luce, I'll let you talk through these ones.
Oh, interesting. That's good. So third of you have gone for the prompt library, which is great. That's an imminent release. So we will get on and make sure that the product team get that out and ready for you guys to test. AI forecasting, another one that's literally just around the corner. We've just been finishing off some of our alpha testing around forecasting. And when the forecasting comes out, that will be coming out with an AI natural language with it. And that's really interesting. Accounts payable and intercompany eliminations agent. Yeah, they're all on our list. So one person said something else. Tell us in the chat. So hopefully in the chat we'll get the idea. But yeah, I think everything that's put there is all on our priority. It's really good to see that people are sort of sponsoring and supporting what we're thinking of bringing to life. So that's really good. Brilliant. Fantastic.
So just very quickly, we have gone to the half an hour mark. No one has left the webinar as of yet, even though it's hit half past. So if we can we'll maybe extend this one by 5 minutes to give some time for Q&A. If the questions are kind of flooding in, we can go that further. So I'd invite some people just to some comments, maybe be a critical friend, tell us what we need to do more or what we're not doing well enough at this moment in time. So we've got a first question coming in from Sandy. Similar question to Jeffrey's actually, asking for instructions to link ChatGPT to Join, and they are a new user. I just recently filmed a video for this one, Sandy. It's on our YouTube channel, but I'll make sure I get that one across to you tomorrow morning. I probably will be shooting off to bed, considering it's 11:30 where I am straight after this one, but I'll get it to you first thing.
Um,
I was
Fiona Tan's asked, "Is there a recording?" Yes. Or if you've registered for the meeting, you will get a copy of the recording, and that will be distributed to everybody. Harry, yes.
Yes, yeah, exactly. What we'll do, same as always, for those of you that have attended the webinars before, we'll send you a personal thank you for joining, and we'll answer every single question individually as well by email. I've got a question for you, Luce, from Dallas, and you're going to like this one. Can Join link up to Salesforce?
Well, good question, Dallas. Not quite yet, but that is very much on our roadmap. We are just releasing our first connector, which will be Stripe, and you'll be able to connect directly into Stripe. So if you are a SaaS or you use Stripe for your payment gateway, you'll be able to do that directly into Join. And some CRM connections are the sort of next on the list. So Salesforce is very much up there, Dallas. Unfortunately, it's not just quite yet, but yeah, we're going to be releasing a number of connectors over 2026.
Can I just let you into a little secret into the mind of Lucien, right? in the prepping session for this, our marketing lead, Susie, said maybe hold a couple of things back in terms of roadmap. Two of the things that she said was maybe be a bit more discreet about AI forecasting and future CRM connections, which have both been spoken about by Lucien. They're both on the roadmap. One of them much closer than the other, we could say, around
Yeah.
AI forecasting. I'm going to go and break the rules as well. But next question from Gaia. So this is actually talking to maybe, let's be frank, right? A limitation of Joiin, maybe we could say here, around direct cash flows. Can the AI produce a direct cash flow? There is some functionality within the AI in Joiin that will allow you to create reports that can't be created natively within Joiin. We have seen users creating direct cash flows using the Joiin AI assistant. It's a bit of a workaround. It's not using the kind of the main Joiin framework, but there is some functionality there as well. Oh, okay, right. I've definitely got a question for you here, Lucien, from Sandy. Um, Two of Lucien's favorite subjects for different reasons. Any thoughts on linking with Simpro or Zoho Books, Lucien?
Um, Am I allowed to say anything now about integrations? They're both on our roadmap actually, and but unfortunately, no dates. We've been looking at we've got a number of customers who are Simpro customers, and actually we've got a very strong relationship with Simpro. So we've been looking at we want to do some slight changes to the way that Joiin works before we integrate into Simpro. And actually, the same work is the same for Soho. So, very much on our roadmap. I'm hoping it'll be 2026, but it could well be early 27. But so, Sandy, not a definitive answer, but they are very much up there in our priorities. So, yeah.
So I've got a question here that I'll answer myself from an anonymous attendee about asking about tracking categories from zero in the Join report packs. So this should be a native functionality within the report packs. If you want to maybe drop me an email, our support team an email, or even just come back in the chat and say what your email address is, we could reach out to you and we could take you for a bit of a kind of a demo session or something talking about that one. So that's to the anonymous attendee asking about tracking categories.
Yeah. And AJ has asked about tax. Is it possible to have tax planning ideas? I'm assuming is that related to AI? Maybe if you we could have a little bit more data on that in terms of what the request is. Um, we have had some very interesting queries around tax and around car allowances and all sorts of things. So I think so the AI agent's very much been trained to answer those type of questions. So AJ, if you want to, if you're already a subscriber and you can use the Join AI, please go there first and see what the results are like. But by all means, circle back and drop us a note, and we'll respond in a bit more formal fashion if needed.
So this is a question from my apologies if I don't get your name correct here. A Abedia Hughes, asking basically saying I'm a new user. Can I have a demo? Yeah, absolutely. We can provide a demo to any team or a bit of a training session, onboarding session. Um, Abedia will have your contact information anyway. We'll reach out and I'll get you on with one of my product experts to take you through kind of a bit of an onboarding and take you through some of the bits you saw today or some other bits as well.
Yeah.
And perfect. AJ and Abedia got back to us. So we've already broken my second limit. We'll set a hard deadline for 40 minutes past the hour for where we are, which is about 2.5 minutes. Interestingly, we're still at like a 95% retention rate, which is pretty fantastic. So okay, here's a question from Jason, which I will touch on. And Jason, sorry, this one actually was asked earlier, and it kind of came up through my screen. I missed this one. Jason asked about he's done some customizing of a P&L, particularly on revenue streams. So I'm guessing there's some kind of grouping going on there. Will the AI reference our customer report to get a better understanding? So if I put my product expert hat on here, I believe we've recently done some work around custom reports being referenced within the Joiin AI. I believe it will be able to take that context, but let me get back to you to give you a definitive answer. Let me do some testing without saying, yes, absolutely, it does that when it's actually something else on our roadmap, Jason. I hope that answer's okay.
And
Um,
can I just say if we're going to run through all of these anyway, so if we haven't answered your question, we will be reaching out to all of you. Just as one last one just popped in, Harry. I'm very conscious of time, and that anybody just asked, the anonymous attendees asked about a 14-day trial. Please reach out. Yes, you can use the 30 days, but if you just reach out to support, we'll extend your trial version anyway. So just by all means, just send a message to us, and we'll extend the trial anyway. So you're on the same version. I'm not too sure you could use the trial, the 14-day trial, and then use this code, Harry. Would it invoke a new session? I'm not too sure. So
no, if you're an existing trial, if existing trial, it won't, but open secret, if like we're happy to extend your trial to give you ample time to make an informed decision. We're more than happy with that. So I think that is going to be the last question we've got here.
and
Um, Fiona, I'll answer your question directly or any more that come in. But I just want to say thank you very much. Really appreciate your time. Um, It'll be very interesting as well to see if we've got a US market, some Australians as well in here, and what the kind of mix was. But I just want to say thank you very much from me. I hope you enjoyed the session. I hope you found it informative. And I'll
yeah,
hand over to Lucien to see us out.
yeah, and same again. Just quickly, all of the features we've shown you today are all part of the subscription. So we love feedback. I always say this: we absolutely love feedback. Please keep giving us that feedback, giving us your thoughts and ideas. We absolutely deliver on those, and hopefully you've enjoyed the session. And I've enjoyed it certainly, Harry, as usual. So thank you, everybody, and see you all soon.
See you later, everybody. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye bye.